If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 61 of Cambridge United's Career Mode Road to Glory. We are starting our third season and starting the competitive season, at least the league competitive season, because of course in the last episode we had a Capital One Cup game, but the league starts after the initial Cup game, which is the first time that's happened in the lower leagues, or in League 1 and League 2. You actually start the league season before the Capital One Cup comes around, but in the Championship and the Barclays Premier League you actually start a week later. So it's something that I had to get used to when I initially tried to organise how I was going to put together the start of this season. But we start today in the Championship with a rather large game. You can't really get much bigger, can you, at this level of football? Leeds United away from home. Now, obviously, they're one of the best sides in the division and will be trying to do their best to get themselves into the Barclays Premier League, but so will we. We are high on confidence, despite the fact that our squad really isn't technically cut out for this level. We have had two back-to-back promotions, and we're in good form, and we've improved the squad tremendously so far in this particular window, and we'll be hoping to continue to do that between now and the end of this particular August transfer window as well. But James Wilson, our on-loan striker from Manchester United at Cambridge United, unfortunately comes very close to putting us 1-0 in front, but it's a top save by their goalkeeper. Now, the thing that really weirded me out about this game, I don't know whether you guys have noticed it yourself when you play against Leeds away from home, they actually play at Stamford Bridge. This ground model is Stamford Bridge. It's just a white Stamford Bridge rather than a blue Stamford Bridge, if that makes sense. Like all of the seats and the hoardings and stuff, and the colours of the outside of the stands are actually white rather than blue, but it is actually Stamford Bridge, so it's quite weird when I'm playing here, obviously being a Chelsea fan as well, but they came close to taking the lead there just before half-time, striking the post. That was the closest either side had come so far. Bogo could only stand and watch as the ball flew past him and off the post. That was Dumbia, I believe, their centre-mid that had the strike. They're a decent player, and they have a very good side, as we've mentioned, and they are obviously one of the better teams in the division, but Van Santillan whips the ball in, and the first goal that's scored in a championship game involving Cambridge United is a goal scored, not a goal conceded, which for OCD for me is delightful. So we actually take a 1-0 lead. Not really too sure what the goalkeeper was doing there. It was headed straight down the middle, and he almost dived out of the way of it. If you watch that replay again, the ball gets just in front of him, and then he dives straight to the right-hand side towards the bottom corner when it was kind of headed straight towards him. But regardless, we take a 1-0 lead, and James Wilson comes close to giving us a 2-0 lead in the 76th minute, although again another top save by Silvestri gives them some more hope in this game, the chance to get an equaliser if they possibly can. But we're on the attack still, and here's Kwesi, nice first touch to get away from the defenders, and that is a world-class finish. He's 69 rated now, Kwesi Appiah, so he is set out. He's probably one of the few players in our squad that could play in any side in this particular division. There aren't many of players we currently have in this squad that would cut the mustard in any side in the Championship, but Kwesi and perhaps Paul Downing as well would probably, and Jenkins Chikowi obviously, would be two or three of the players that you'd say that we have that are the best in our team, and maybe three of the best players in the division. Kwesi obviously being the difference here. His brace gives us a 2-0 win away from home against Leeds United to give us a perfect start to our life in the Championship, and we get a transfer offer for a player that isn't Kwesi, which is good, and also it's a player that I am looking to move on, which is also good. £120,000 from Doncaster for Richard Tate. It's taken so long for an offer to come in for one of the players I'm trying to get rid of. I didn't even want to risk trying to negotiate a larger fee for them to pull out, so I just accepted up straight away the £120,000 that they offered, which was his value, and as you saw there, it has been accepted and he has moved on, and we can change the budget now so that we have almost very, very close, only £3 away from £3,000 a week to be able to use for free agents. I still need to move on one or two more players before I can bring in someone else, because obviously as you move higher up the leagues, the wages become more and more demanding, and we're going to need about 6 or 7 at least to bring in a player that is going to be worthy of playing in this squad. But we're heading into the second game of the episode and the second game of the Championship season. This time it's the first home game of the season. Again, starting with the exact same 11, I believe it was, in this one as we did in the first game. Tom Elliott and Kwesi Appiah up top. Actually, no, it's not the same starting 11, is it? Because James Wilson played against Leeds United rather than Tom Elliott. So that was the only change then, perhaps, Apologies, I'm getting my starting 11s mixed up. But Charlton obviously are another side that are probably one of the better teams in the division. They obviously had a bit of a yo-yo in League One recently, and as did Leeds United, in fairness. So, and they were in the Premier League in recent years as well, which is similar to Leeds. So two of the biggest teams in the division were playing in the opening 2 games. We're actually going to get off to an okay start. We're definitely having chances. The only thing is, Tom Elliott, I don't think, is cut out for this particular level of football. In League One and League Two, he just powered his way through defences and then had his dodgy finishing be, good enough for us to be able to win games. Although I'm not sure at Championship level he's going to be able to do it. And a lot of you guys have been saying in the comments to pick up that, is it Slaviska or something like that? It's something similar to that. The guy that wants £25,000 a week wages but is a free agent. And he does look very, very good indeed. But £25,000 a week is quite a substantial Barclays Premier League wage, let alone, a team that's just come out of League One into the Champo wage. So I'm not sure I could even afford him, even if I did move on someone like Tom Elliott to try and bring him in. If we moved on Kwesi, then we could afford to bring him in, but that would kind of be counterintuitive. It's kind of replacing one of your best players to bring in another one of your best players. I'd rather move on someone like Tom Elliott and try and get him in for perhaps £22,000 a week. But the question is, could we raise enough funds from selling on someone like Tom Elliott to actually be able to offer him a contract that he'd accept? That's where the conundrum comes in. So I'm really not sure what to do with that particular situation. Now, I may hold off on the striker situation until January and then reassess it then once we've got some prize money from some from some cup competitions, etc. But as you can see there, we actually pick up a penalty as we head into the second half. Gomez takes out Kwesi Appiah. It's just his pace and his speed of feet as well. He's got great dribbling, Kwesi, and he's just too quick for the defence there. They couldn't cope. I'm going to give Kwesi the chance to score the penalty, I believe, in the end. So he, of course, if he scores this, will be his 3rd goal, and is his 3rd goal in the Championship this season. So far to this point, he's the only person to score a goal for us at the Championship level. But we're bringing on Lucio Reza, who's our new wide player, and centre mid. He can play in the middle, and that's why I brought him on in this game, to play in centre mid alongside Riku Ring, who I brought on, who's a more defensive minded player. So I like to have with my centre mids, an attacking midfield, an attacking minded centre mid, and a defensive minded centre mid, and that's exactly what we have with Michael Woods and Ryan Donaldson, and exactly what we have with Lucas Reza and Riku Ring. And as you saw there, O'Halloran was able to pick up a 2nd goal for us. Lovely header from across, and now someone else has scored for us in the Championship. So 2-0 wins. Delighted to have come away with 6 points and 2 clean sheets in our first 2 games in the Championship, but it is not by any means going to be like that all season long. This is going to be the most difficult season we've had so far in this particular series, and I actually did really struggle against Leeds. I got quite lucky with that result, but as you can see, still getting big offers in for Kwesi, 1.4 million, 1.5 million, 1.6 million, but I just can't bring myself to sell him. He's my best striker by an absolute mile. And Ivan Santalan is my best left back as well. Obviously, we are potentially looking to bring in a wing back now that we've moved on Richard Tate, but I haven't quite yet got the money I need to be able to bring in a player of decent quality. And obviously, I don't really want to move on someone like Kwesi to have to bring that person in. We also get another offer for Ivan Santalan, this time from Walsall, who are of course in the league below us, the league we've just come out of. So, actually, I'm not sure. Walsall might have actually won the playoffs to come up to the Championship with us. I may be mistaken there. And you guys will have to correct me in the comments if you know better than I do. Because you guys always seem to know the scenarios in my series better than I do. Because I get so confused with all the different series I do on FIFA and Football Manager. But we also get an offer, weirdly, for our goalkeeper, a Bogo. And he's only 60 rated. And we only have 2 other goalkeepers that are really, really young and like 57, 58 rated. So, I'm not going to let a Bogo go. But I don't have the funds to be able to bring in another keeper either, so I'm torn. Do I bring it, if we are able to raise some more funds, do I bring in a wing back or do I bring in a goalkeeper? I'm not sure right now, and we'll have to wait and see what transpires in the next episode tomorrow, because of course we will have transfer deadline day in the episode tomorrow, so it all depends whether we get any decent offers. But right now, after 2 games, we're top of the table in the Championship with 2 wins, 4 goals scored, none conceded, although Middlesbrough are yet to concede a goal in the league as well, and they've won both of their opening games, so 2 1-0 wins for them and 2 2-0 wins for us. But it is going to be a very difficult season. You can see they're in 14th. Walsall are in our division, so that bid for Ivan Santalan would have been at this level, so clearly he is good enough at least other people think he's good enough to play in the Championship, which is good enough for me because I think he's my best left back. So I'm pleased that he is playing well enough for others to be interested in him. It's more of a compliment than it is a threat. But still, that's going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, whether it's this series, the My Player series, or the Liverpool Career Mode series. We will have a Football Manager stream later on tonight, with it being still a weekday on Friday. There'll be a link to the Twitch channel in the description down below, as well as a link to my Twitter as well, so you can stay bang up to date with everything that happens with me, either on YouTube, on Twitch, or just in general in life. And there are links down below to Instagram and Facebook as well if you want to follow me over there. But that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll have My Player and this series again tomorrow. But for now, I'll see you next time.